Hello everybody, welcome to the stream, or VOD, or whatever. I mean, it really depends on when and where you're watching this, I guess. Well, I guess it doesn't really depend on where you're watching it, but it definitely depends on when you watch it. So today, we're gonna be doing some live debates, hopefully. If anybody wants to debate me, then, my Discord is linked in the description below. Yada yada yada, you already know the drill. But before we do any debates, or I guess while we're waiting for people to debate, or even show up on stream, because that's right, I always forget that there's always a delay between when the stream actually starts and when people actually get notified for the stream, which is really annoying. But I don't want to do the thing where, like, I know there's a lot of streamers where what they do is they will have this, like, stream starting soon screen or whatever for like 5 minutes, and like, I just hate that. It's just like, just start the fucking stream, especially for people that like want to watch it as a VOD. Hello Lion King, hello the Bean Man. Destroy those haters. Hell yeah, I did. Yes, hello, welcome to the stream. Anyways, where was I going with this? I just remembered. Before I get an influx of people begging to debate me or whatever, I decided that I may as well do something that actually not that many people have done, surprisingly, which is making fun of somebody who I consider to be a lol count based on what I know about them. And maybe my opinion changes on that. But from what I understand, this person right here, I'm pretty sure has a problem with Finnster and the term Femboy. And I don't think it's satire. So, yes, that is where we are. Also, what's with the... This person really likes to show their legs in the thumbnail, I see. Huh. Yeah, this is what this person posts. I don't understand why these are the thumbnails. I mean, you have like the entire chat in the thumbnail. Oh, it's literally just a still image of the... Wow, that's lazy. That's just lazy. Incredibly lazy. I mean, at least there are thumbnails here. So I guess, well, oh man, this is a great start. What's your opinion on furries? I don't really have that much of an opinion. I think that people tend to hate furries, which I mean, I don't know. I can understand like oh, furries are kind of cringe or whatever. It's like, yeah, I mean, you can make jokes about that or whatever. I don't really care. Make jokes about whatever you want, right? I feel like they get a little bit too much shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, they're not really doing anything. I mean, yeah, there's gonna be, like, some instances where you've got, like, the stereotypical, like, smelly-ass, unhygienic, gross, potentially, I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to get age restricted. Never mind. But, wow, I actually have a filter now. Crazy. It's not gonna last very long. But it's like, okay, yeah, obviously those people should be made fun of and mocked, right? Like, the really annoying ones that, like, don't shower. But that's not all of them, right? Like, we can't just take these few examples of, like, oh, here's a mentally insane furry, and then, like, extrapolate that onto furries as a concept, right? Like, I feel like, and maybe it's just as I've gotten older, I've become a lot nicer of a person. I mean, if you had asked me in the past, I'd have been like, furries are cringe. Let's throw them all in the wood chipper. I mean, obviously that would be a joke, but like, it's like I would be a lot more harsh back then. Yeah, without further ado, I think, you know what? Since everybody likes to talk about Keffals and the wizard game, I think I should do at least one of those things. and talk about maybe Keffals, because some people are gonna hate me for this, but I'm probably gonna be defending Keffals. I know, crazy. Keffals versus Pollypeople, Finnster disagreement. All right, let's see what this is.
I believe this is the first time we've chatted, and
that like to dislike ratio. Oh boy. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign.
And so, you know.
Also, what the fuck is this like, why is the background like this? Like, you're already green screening yourself in front of one background. Why do you need to split it and then have this other background? And then, you know, and then you have Keffals in front of a completely different background. In front of the... It doesn't look very good, okay? It looks bad. This is not a good looking stream, okay? My you know, my stream setup, which is very basic, it's literally just this and this. Ooh, would you look at that? But hey, the fanfic is on hold. Sorry, nah, it's good. Do not worry about that. No rush, no rush. And for those of you who don't know, I might end up reading a fanfic about me on stream, because I feel like that would be entertaining. But there's no rush. You can take as much or as little time on a fan fiction about me as you want, alright? Either way, it's gonna end up being a masterpiece, because anything that involves me is a good thing if it says good things about me, because the world revolves around me, so, yeah,
Thank you for considering chatting with me.
Okay, I'm just making sure the audio's good.
I figured you deserved at least a conversation on it. This topic seems to really...
Oh, it's literally just a still image of Keffals, and this person couldn't be asked to, I don't know, crop her out, like what she did in the thumbnail. Like, also, I don't know what pronouns this person uses. I assume she, they. I guess I'll just go with they.
upset you.
Oh, I would say that, well, okay, here's the most upsetting thing about it, is not necessarily the topic itself. Well, you know, the topic itself is upsetting enough. It's the sort of, the well poisoning, the sort of, you know, straw manning and dismissing of the very real critiques, I think, of Finn's content.
The very real critiques, guys. Just keep that in mind. This isn't satire. This is going to be the very real critiques.
That have made it difficult.
Oh, okay, now Keffals is moving around. Okay, that's good, okay.
Like, you know...
I will retract the statement I made prior.
I've sort of resigned myself to...
Okay, this in the background, though, is really fucking distracting, and I don't like it. I'm sorry. You know what? No, I'm being nitpicky.
People sort of responding to me saying, you're just jealous, Polly, or...
Well, no, the correct response would be, you're just stupid, Polly. I think that's... You know what? No, I'm being too mean. We haven't even heard what this person has to say.
Or you're, or now you're trying to control what people wear. You're basically a TERF.
I mean... Yeah, in a sense, I mean, they're not wrong.
So, you know, like, that's been, you know, and it's come from the trans people, and I know, I have to guess that that's been the results of some of the, you know, not just you, but other content creators.
No, it's a result of the dumb shit you say, and we'll get into that. Don't you worry. This person is gonna start saying some real dumb shit about Finnster and potentially Femboys.
Sort of not taking the critique seriously and being dismissive of them.
Yeah, I feel like being dismissive of your critique is probably the most charitable approach. If I just, like, the most charitable thing somebody can do for you is assume that you're joking, because nobody could possibly be stupid enough to think that Finnster is somehow being transphobic by wearing women's clothing. Like, that's the most stupid shit. And yeah, that is this person's position. By the way.
So what's the critique,
well,
in your opinion?
Yeah, okay. So if I could sort of briefly describe it, when you create content and you lean heavily into tropes such as, like, I'm a trap.
Finnster has never referred to himself as a trap, by the way, but even if he did, who the fuck cares?
You know, like, if you've built your entire existence on the, hey, I'm actually a man, lol, but I look just like a woman, and I've... You know...
Yeah, who gives a shit? Like, yes, that is what cross-dressing is. Astute observation. Yes, cross-dressing is when somebody who identifies as a man is wearing women's clothing. Wow, that's crazy. Oh my god, guys, what a revolutionary concept.
You're gay because you like me, or...
I mean, that could be a joke that's made, but it doesn't really matter. Like, who cares if something is gay or not? It literally makes no difference. The only reason it would ever matter, is if being gay is somehow a bad thing, or being straight is somehow a bad thing. None of it matters. It's all the same shit, okay? I mean, it's not the same, but it is the same in terms of how good of a thing is it, right? Does that make sense?
I fooled you, and
I don't even think that Finnster is trying to fool anybody.
Your entire presentation is, on the surface, completely indistinguishable from a trans woman's experience. I mean,
Well, not just that. He's indistinguishable from a cis woman. So, what is your point? Isn't that a good thing? Challenging gendered expectations, isn't that what the left wants? I thought the even the woke scold types like this motherfucker right here were in favor of, you know what, whatever.
I thought he was a trans woman. That's why I sort of let it slide, right? Because,
well, I guess you would think that once you hear his voice, or whatever. But it doesn't matter. Why does it matter? It doesn't change anything. I'm a trans woman. Hold on.
Like, if you did, okay, why would I hold on? Already.
I thought you wanted to hear me out.
I am, but immediately you're already saying you weren't even familiar with who Finn was or Finn's content before jumping to that conclusion.
Well, no, because I have familiarized myself with it.
I have familiarized myself, and now I have a shit take. Okay, yeah, okay.
Off here, what I'm trying to describe to you is I can understand why people might not quite pick up what I'm putting down here, because you sort of look at the content at first glance, you're like, this is just a trans woman being
well, it doesn't even matter what the person identifies as. The person in question, Finnster, is wearing the clothes that he wants to wear. That's, I mean, or maybe he doesn't behind closed doors, but I'm pretty sure he does. He seems like he seems like a genuine person. And even if he doesn't do it off camera, okay, who gives a shit? That's his business model. Why do you care?
Trans, right? Being edgy. But
how is it edgy? What? Being trans isn't. There's nothing wrong with being edgy, by the way. I don't give a fuck. But I don't understand how being trans or cross-dressing in of itself is an edgy thing. I mean, maybe if you're a Christian fundamentalist, I guess, maybe, sure, but because it's oh, no, you're worshipping Satan type of edgy. In which case, hell yeah, I'm all for that. That approach, maybe. I don't know. If it means I get to shit on Christian fundamentalists, whatever. You know what?
When you look deeper into it and you become more familiar with his history, his entire platform is built off of transphobic shit.
What the fuck is this person saying? I am trying very hard to not say the R slur, because I know people didn't like when Keffals did that. Now, I don't give... Okay, you know what? Fuck. You know what? That's a whole different discussion. I think Keffals is based for saying the word retard. There, I said it too, okay? Based Keffals.
And so that is... You could tell...
I mean, I say the word retard all the time, by the way. I just am trying to not do it on my channel, because I don't want the YouTube algorithm to say that I'm not advertiser friendly. It's it's not like I say the N-word, I just use all these other slurs. Come on, what the fuck?
Tell me I'm...
How is Finn's entire platform built on transphobia?
Well, his entire thing is trap content.
He doesn't even market it that way, but even if he did, who gives a shit? How is that transphobic? He didn't say anything bad about trans people. What? In fact, he's very pro-trans. So if you actually listen to the things he says,
fooling people.
And what's to say that Finnster isn't actually non-binary, but just hasn't come out yet? What if Finnster is a closeted trans woman in a sense? Like you can't just make these assumptions. It could turn out that Finnster is trans femme or non-binary, in which case this person is gonna look even more fucking retarded. Which I know it's hard to envisage that, but just believe me when I say that.
Look, you're gay for liking me. I'm actually a woman.
I don't even think he said that though. And even if he did, who gives a fuck?
Lol, I fooled you, sort of stuff. Like, how does the trans community not take?
Are you talking about like the Omegle stuff? Because that's not really. I don't know if Finnster does very. I don't even think Finnster does anything on Omegle. At least not that I'm aware of. There are way many. There are so many other examples you could choose from of people where that's the main focus. And even if that's the main focus, your argument is still shit. Because you haven't substantiated how it produces hatred towards trans people. So
raised from that, and how is it okay for him to lean into those kind of tropes when he doesn't pay the price for it?
Pay the price for what? Wearing a fucking dress? Really? That's what you're getting mad about? A dude wearing a dress? Like this is some Candace Owens level shit. Like, the only difference is that left-wing rhetoric is being used instead of right-wing rhetoric. But it's the same shitty position.
I mean, objectively, as someone who identifies as a cis man, if a straight man thinks that they're attracted to Finn, they're gay.
Facts. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on whether or not they think... I mean, okay, if they see Finn and they don't know that he's a guy, then... Okay, I feel like, okay... I don't entirely agree with Keffals here, because who you're attracted to is not really a choice, right? So, if Finn woke up the next day, and he realized he was a trans woman, and then he started identifying that way, would that mean that the person that is gay before is now straight because they still have that same attraction, or what? So I don't agree with Keffals either on this. But ultimately, it's such an inconsequential argument anyway, because it doesn't even fucking matter if it makes you gay or not. Like, who gives a shit? Like, actually. Like, what is a single reason for why I should give a shit if me liking something is gay or straight? What is one reason for me to care? Please, tell me. I'd love to know.
Do you understand that just saying it like that in such a bald sort of way in isolation? Don't you see that why that enables transphobes to say?
Don't you see why that enables Dude, I hate this person's voice so fucking much. I'm sorry.
Say that we're like not real, or that we're...
Did Finnster say that?
We're actually
Do you got a source? Do you have a clip of Finnster saying that trans women are traps? I mean, if you can find me a source that where he says that, I mean, touche. Maybe then you're correct. But until you can find me a source of Finnster saying that trans women are actually traps, I guess you're out of luck. You're not gonna fucking convince me.
Traps.
No, like, I feel like they're gonna do this regardless.
Okay.
Finn is a man.
Okay.
Finn's always identified as a man.
Okay, but like transphobes don't care about that, and
I don't think transphobic people watch Finn's content though, because they will look at okay, if you have the mindset of a transphobic person, you see a trans woman as no different from a man wearing women's clothing, because your brain does not understand basic nuance, or like you don't have common sense, blah blah blah, etc. You get the fucking point, right? And if this person hates trans women who they think are just men wearing women's clothing, then what makes you think that they would like Finnster? Oh, wait, they wouldn't.
People who are not, who are not, well, I guess, super in tune with trans issues are not going to think there's a dime's worth of difference between Finn saying, haha, I fooled you, look.
Does he even say that, though? And if he does, it's like, okay, cool, that's an obvious joke. So what is the issue?
I'm just a man who looks every bit as much as a woman, and some
Okay. Yeah. Who gives a shit?
other actually trans content creator that does the same thing or would do the same thing, except the harm that comes from that falls solely on the trans community. Or
where? You do realize that if Finn's content is catered to normies, right? Who may be on the fence or centrist or whatever the fuck, or they're just not sure yet, or they haven't really thought about it, and they start watching somebody who pushes gender norms and expectations aside and does their own thing. I don't see how that's going to make somebody transphobic. Like, am I missing something? Obviously I'm not, because I'm smarter than this person, and I actually know what the fuck I'm talking about. Same with Keffals. She knows what she's talking about. But this Pollypeople motherfucker is fucking clueless.
Or largely unfairly on the trans community, which is a much more marginalized community.
Can you give an example of something that Finn has specifically said, word for word verbatim, that has negatively affected the trans community? And can you show me like a causal link or something? Like literally just like anything. One example, one specific example of him causing harm. I would love to see that. Like, do you have a single source? Please.
Really do not understand how you're coming to the conclusion that Finn increases the amount of transphobia in the world.
So if you lean into any trope, like if you lean into sort of, I mean, I hate to like use this as a crude example, but if you make sort of racist jokes that are obviously racist.
Okay, but Finnster is not making transphobic jokes that are obviously transphobic. Like, a racist... let's say the racist joke is black people bad. Get it? Because it's racist, so it's funny. I don't fucking know. That would be equivalent to trans people bad, or some shit. I don't know. If that's the message of the joke, is what I'm trying to say, right? But that's not the message of any joke that Finnster makes. In fact, Finnster is actually very pro-LGBTQ+. He is very pro-trans. So, if anything, if people are influenced by Finn, they are more likely to be accepting of trans people than if they don't, as well as gender nonconformity. Like, you sitting here and saying that Finn is not allowed to wear the fucking clothes that he wants to wear is fucking absurd. Like, for someone who claims to care about... I guess this person hasn't claimed to care about freedom or anything, but whatever.
In a way to sort of straw man,
right,
like racism, you're going to have...
I don't think this person's brain is computing information very quickly. I don't know. Something gives me that impression. Do any of you guys in chat know what that may be? I don't know. Mystery, truly. Alright, let's read chat, see if anybody wants to debate me. Alright, I know one of those people. I would assume you know Keffals. Hello, how do I debate? I want to debate. Okay, so, If you want to debate, just join the Discord server, linked in the description below. And then, yeah. That's what you gotta do. And then, I guess just, like, private message me. It should say Femboy God, and then my name, Femyoz. Like, it'll be the first person, right? Like, right here. Click that. View profile. Just fucking DM me. My DMs are open. I'll do a one-on-one call with you, alright? But, yeah. I am watching a thingy, though, alright? I'm watching this, this person right here. Oh, I forgot to leave a dislike. Oops, my bad. Alright, let's continue.
Racial minorities taking strays and being harmed by that. Like the furthering of tropes. Like are you saying I need
The furthering of what trope?
to prove to you that the furthering of transphobic tropes hurt?
There's no transphobic trope. You fucking idiot. Cross-dressing is not transphobic. Fucking retard. Yeah, that's right. I said the Keffals word. Because you're a fucking retard, Pollypeople. You're a fucking retard. Yeah. And I will keep... You know what? Fuck this. I don't even care if this demonetizes this or whatever. Okay? I will say the Keffals word. Alright? I will say the Keffals word. Alright? I don't care anymore. Fuck this.
Hurts the trans community?
Yeah. Me trying to be advertiser friendly lasted for like 5 minutes.
Like that's not a given to you?
So, would you equally take offense when trans women who are doing sex work play into these tropes on incredibly large platforms because they know that it sells?
Finn is not trans. Finn is cis.
Who gives a shit? Literally, who gives a shit? It's called cross-dressing. Do you have a problem with drag? Is there something you have against drag queens? Maybe you should become a conservative. Because I think you have a lot of things in common. I mean, you hate cross-dressing, you hate gender nonconformity, you hate pushing the boundaries of what is and isn't expected of certain genders. You know, clearly you have a problem with something being seen as gay or straight, when in reality, being straight is not better than being gay or vice versa, so it's inconsequential and doesn't fucking matter. Like, I feel like if anything, Pollypeople has more in common with Matt Walsh than they have with me, funnily enough.
Trans women that do
so
that,
saying that when
trans women are doing that, and they are doing it, one, because they have to. They live in a transphobic society. They're doing the...
Do they have to? Like, okay, let's say they do. Okay? Cool. Like, this is a non-point.
best they can, and it's, you know, to say those two things are the same blows my mind.
no,
Like,
'cause
You don't have a mind to begin with, so how can it be blown? Alright, I'm sorry.
if you're
are
making
you gonna
this
pretend like
argument-
there's not a difference between those two things?
There's really not. Fucking idiot. Like, yeah, people can be gender non-conforming. Wow, crazy. I'm assuming this person also takes issue with, like, any, like, sissy porn or, like, just the sissification fetish in general. I guarantee it. Which is, yeah, this person would really fucking hate me. I guarantee you, Pollypeople, within, if this person ever engages with me in a discussion, they will fucking hate me within the first 5 seconds. More than I already hate them. Well, I don't know. I already
but I feel like if
dislike-
you're making this argument, it would actually be more harmful for trans people to do it because they're more representative of the trans community than Finn ever will be.
The average person who's gonna be willing to go along with transphobic tropes are transphobic people. Are you kidding me? So, like, it doesn't matter to the average transphobe whether Finn's doing or an actual trans woman are doing. It's not a dime's worth of...
Okay, well then you just contradicted yourself because you were saying that there was a difference, and now you're saying that there's not a difference because a transphobe doesn't care if it's a trans woman or a man cross-dressing. Wow, crazy.
The difference, but one person doing it receives none of the fucking fallout from furthering transphobic tropes, and the other.
No one is furthering transphobic tropes, you fucking retard. There, I said it again. I said the Keffals word. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I'm never gonna be advertiser friendly, am I? At this rate, oh god.
Person is doing it because they have to and faces all of the fallout anyway. The fact that you are making this argument shows me why you're not really thinking about this hard enough, and why I'm actually kind of disappointed in how you've engaged with this topic.
The only one that's disappointing is you, Pollypeople. You're a disappointment to your family, you're a disappointment to society, you're a disappointment to Keffals and her entire audience. And most importantly, you're a disappointment to me. Get some fucking help.
In its entirety. I thought you would at least be somewhat charitable to the obvious position here.
The obvious position is that it's not transphobic, fucking retard. Oh my god, I keep saying the Keffals word. Okay, you know what? I give up. Maybe I should stop reacting to this. I feel like this person is forcing me to say the Keffals word. It just comes out of my mouth. I can't help it, guys.
That, like, Finn doing something transphobic essentially is not the same as some
I don't
sex
think that
worker.
Finn is doing anything transphobic.
Okay, well, would you
I'm not convinced.
would you deny that he's furthering transphobic tropes?
No.
Yes, he's not doing that. I would deny that.
I actually think that Finn is doing good at presenting a role model for gender nonconforming men, and is
Exactly.
making the world a less transphobic place with their platform.
Okay, so then if you don't think somebody saying haha I'm a trap, if your position is as a fucking cis man that the strays that are obviously going to be taken by the trans community, he's entitled to do that for whatever reason you're coming up with, and I don't.
Oh no, there's a guy wearing a fucking dress. What will we ever do? Is it bad? Is it transphobic because you say so, or what? Because you haven't presented any actual, like, objective or tangible harm. You're just saying shit. You have no sources, no statistics, no data, not even any anecdotal evidence. You don't even have a negative experience with a genuinely transphobic Finnster fan. And even if you had one, maybe, let's say, that wouldn't mean anything anyway. But it's like, you're just saying shit. You're making shit up.
I mean, I can see why people are unreachable on this.
Well, it's just that your position is so shit. It's like you could have the best rhetorical approach in the world, and you would still look retarded.
This argument just opens you up to such weird positions. That's the problem.
How?
Like, if you're gonna make this exact argument, then why aren't you going after drag queens? It's like,
yeah, that's
so
what
you
I
think
said.
Being a woman is a performance. You think you can just, like, dress up like a woman and do a show and dance?
Her fucking expression too. Oh my god.
Drag queens don't say I'm a trap. Like it's.
But I don't think Finnster said that either. And what if a drag queen did? Then what? What are you gonna do? You gonna cry to mommy? You gonna cry to mommy about it? Boo-hoo, throw a fucking temper tantrum over a non-issue that doesn't fucking affect anybody? Literally nobody gives a shit.
What are you talking about? I have seen so many drag queens say I'm a trap.
Okay.
Yeah, that too.
Hey, but they're not like looking.
They're not. It's like this is so bad. This is so embarrassing. Oh my god. Oh god, Pollypeople, please stop. You're digging yourself a deeper grave here. Oh, what's different because it's like she's like some sort of fucking computer, right? It's just like Windows XP is just not keeping up. It's like opening 100 tabs of Google Chrome on Windows XP and it just goes like doo 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 doo, just fucking completely shut down. No brain whatsoever. I swear to fucking God.
The drag queen argument is so stupid because
It's really not.
drag queens like go out of their way to not even look like cis women. They're like,
But there are so many drag queens that do. So, and where do you draw the line? Between drag queens, like what does a cisgendered woman look like? First of all, and secondly, where do you draw the line? Because obviously there's going to be a little bit of a blurry line.
Caricatures, for fuck's sake. It is an artistic endeavor. What
As opposed to Finnster's artistic endeavor.
Finn's doing is essentially saying, I'm a trap, and winking and nodding and looking exactly like a trans woman. But
Well, he looks exactly like a cis woman. So I don't see what your point is. Does this mean that people are gonna suddenly hate cis women? No, it doesn't. Oh, wow. That's crazy.
saying I'm not,
What do you mean by looking exactly like a trans woman? What does a trans woman look like exactly to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, so I should say a transphobic caricature of a trans woman.
How is it
says,
transphobic?
I trapped you. You're gay now.
No, he didn't say that, and even if he did, it's a fucking joke. It's a joke. Stop being obtuse on purpose. Holy shit. You are trying to create. No, it's funny because even though Pollypeople is trying really hard to come up with like a literal straw man argument, even if the straw man argument is correct, and Finnster did say that, it still doesn't fucking matter because either way it's a fucking joke. So even if Finnster's whole thing is get it because I'm a trap, haha, ja, I'm laughing in Spanish, and you're gay, lol. It's like I'm a femboy, but I call people gay all the time because it's funny. Like, it's like, oh, you're gay now. Like, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Like, it's not meant to be taken seriously. Okay, I make jokes about making people gay all the time. That doesn't mean that it's meant to be taken seriously. I'm sure Pollypeople is very fun at parties, by the way.
And is clearly like doing it to appeal to transphobic sensibilities.
Transphobic.
And what makes it problematic is because he is not trans and he.
Who gives a shit? And also, you don't know that. For all we know, Finnster could come out as non-binary in like 2 years, and you would have no way of predicting it. So shut the fuck up and get off your high horse.
Doesn't suffer the consequences of those actions. Like, there's very
what consequences do you suggest there should be?
Good reason to critique his behavior.
What is there to critique? Bro's just chilling and wearing women's clothing. What is the issue?
On a fucking equitable sort of don't punch down sort of basis. Like,
what are you talking about? This has nothing to do with punching down. It is a guy whose entire shtick is subverting gender norms and gendered expectations and saying, oh, hey, you can identify however you want and dress however you want. That is the whole point. It's like, yeah, I'm a dude, but I wear women's clothing. It's like, yeah, it teaches people to think more critically about these things. It teaches people to, I don't know, be less judgmental and stop putting people into these fucking boxes that don't need to exist. I want to know what Pollypeople thinks about gender abolition.
It seems relatively obvious to me that, like, if you are in a more privileged position...
Shut the fuck up.
Why is it acceptable for you to engage in behavior for clout and to grow your platform?
For clout? Okay, whatever. Even if that's the case, I mean, sure, maybe it's for clout. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. The outcome is still the same. It's a positive outcome. It's a net positive. Hateful people who hate queer people are not gonna watch Finnster and be like, yeah, this guy is fueling our transphobic tropes. Yeah, we like this guy. It's like, no, they're gonna see him as just as much of a degenerate as they would see the rest of us, okay? We are all equally degenerate in their eyes, okay? It doesn't fucking matter.
Platform in ways that are obviously going to have fallout with people.
Was that my stream? Oh, you subscribed. Congratulations. Hello, skeleton. Drag me in quick, holy moly, so lag. T4 A dot N with squiggly line, N with squiggly line, Y? Oh, the tranny word. Ooh. Failed man? Alright. Power zip. After I debate this fadgy guy. Hey, let's debate. Are you still down to debate? Alright. Call me when you are ready. And then if this person doesn't call me, then, yeah, Powa.zip, whatever the fuck your name is. I don't know how to pronounce it because you're a third worlder. Get in the fucking Discord, all right? You have 3 minutes to get into the Discord to debate me, or you're permabanned, all right? If this person doesn't respond, well, I'm gonna, oh, is the stream lagging? I'm sorry. Fuck. Maybe another day, sorry. Alright, yeah. Yeah. Powa.zip, you have 3 fucking minutes, alright? Alright. Okay. There we go. Lovely. Anyways, once that timer goes off, you've got 3 minutes, buddy. 3 minutes to join my Discord. It's linked in the description below, and then message me or at me in the Discord, saying confirming who you are, or I'm just gonna ban you. Okay? Yeah. Okay. I don't care if you talk shit anywhere else, but if you're gonna talk shit on a debate stream, you better fucking debate me. Alright? Or you're getting perma-banned. That's just how it is. Because I don't like people that are fucking spineless and talk shit but can't debate me on a fucking debate stream. That's literally called Debate Me Live. So if you don't want to debate me, then don't talk shit. Okay? Alright. I don't think he's gonna debate. I mean, you've got 1 minute and 50 seconds left. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. And then if you want to get alright, you know what? I assume that this person is just not gonna join. I guess I'll just ban them until they debate me. Alright? How do I ban using Streamlabs? Can I ban people using Streamlabs? Okay. Alright. How do I ban somebody from chat? Put in timeout. Only 300 seconds. No, wait, no. What? How do I? Oh, God. Oh my God, this thing is very delayed. Wait, what the hell? What is happening? Is my stream okay? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Alright, I'm just gonna keep putting this. Alright, you know what? If he chats again, I'll put him in timeout. All right. Yeah, your time is up. All right. Fuck off. Okay. Yep. All right. How do I? This person sounds like they are a. I assume you were gonna say the Keffals word. Yeah, I'm. My stream is probably very behind now. Do what? I thought you deleted it. Okay. You know what? Yeah, alright. Is there a way to, like, make it catch up? Oh my god, this thing is so far behind. This is actually... Wait, how do I fix this? Wait. Alright, you know what? Wait, what the fuck is happening? I'm so confused. Alright, you know what? I give up. We're just gonna keep watching this video. Because, oh my god. This stream is so far behind. Make sure to smash dislike on Pollypeople's video. And smash like on mine. Yeah. Smash like. Hell yeah. Oh my. What in the laggy ass motherfucker?
I mean, I can see why people are unreachable.
Oh my god, this thing is so far behind. Rhetorical approach in the world, and you would still look retarded. Oh wow, that's really far behind. That's like extremely far behind. Like multiple minutes behind, okay? Multiple minutes. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Far more fucking far more marginalized than you, and far more subject to those same.
Oh, shut up! Stop playing fucking the oppression Olympics. Jesus Christ.
Sort of transphobic attacks without.
I'm tempted to just be transphobic to this specific individual out of spite, but I have fucking morals and principles, so I'm not. That is how much I dislike this person.
Even, asking for it. People call me a trap, and I don't even have to,
Okay, trap. I'm sorry. You asked for it. You fucking asked for it, okay? I'm sorry. But by being this stupid, you are asking to get bullied.
Oh, do any trappy trapperson type shit that he...
Okay, trappy trapperson. Shut the fuck up. You're trappy trapperson now, alright? That's what I'm gonna call you, is trappy trapperson.
Does.
Because you trap people into watching your videos, and then they don't make it out alive because they lose all of their brain cells, and then they are functionally dead. But don't worry, guys. I have more willpower than most people. All right, I'm very strong. I have so many brain cells that just because of my massive, gigantic femboy brain, it'll take me a really long time to run out of brain cells. So that's why I can do this.
Okay.
So he's making it easier for them to say, you're all traps anyway. You all look the same to me.
What? But they're gonna say that anyway. It doesn't matter. They're not gonna look at Finnster and be like, oh, see? They all look the same. They're gonna be like, it doesn't matter if Finnster exists or not. They're gonna be like, oh my god, these people are degenerate, and they're transing the kids and pushing the gay agenda. Do you think that comes from a place of a logic or reasoning? Do you think it's something that Finnster is going to affect by simply existing and cross-dressing? Really, bitch? Really?
This is an easy argument.
Then why are you doing so fucking poorly?
No, I don't think that. I think that regardless...
Well, I guess okay, I guess what? That's, what do you... Okay, all right, I guess you don't think that, but that's not a response to the critique.
There's no critique!
Helpful.
You haven't given a critique!
Formulate my response.
All right, go ahead.
As I said, I think that transphobia is going to be a thing regardless of whether or not Finn does what they're doing, which has very little to do with the trans community.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever there is the topic of the trans community, it is putting the trans community in a positive spotlight, all right? Finn is very pro-trans. Like, he's made it very clear, okay? So, I don't want to hear any of that bullshit, all right? He's not going to lead anybody down the fucking alt-right pipeline, okay? If anything, all he's doing is leading, if anything, he's more likely to lead normies and centrists down the left-wing pipeline, if anything. Because they might just watch him because he's entertaining. That's the reason why the majority of people who watch him, is because he's funny. And because he's, let's be real, pretty damn hot, okay? So those are the two reasons people watch him. But, you know.
Like, Finn's made it very clear, I'm not a trans person, I am just a cross-dresser.
Yeah, that too.
Weirdly enough, one of your mods actually said, Finn isn't gender nonconforming, a cross-dresser, or a femboy. He isn't doing this because he likes to dress this way.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Even if that's the case, that's a fucking bullshit argument. It doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't mean that somehow produces a negative outcome. And who are you to tell Finnster who he is or how he identifies? Who are you to tell him what his motives are? Fucking bitch.
He doesn't dress this way unless it's for work.
Like, shut the fuck up. Like, who gives a shit?
Like, why is it that your community is trying to police a gender nonconforming person's expression?
Exactly.
Why is that okay?
Well, I could go back to what I just said. What's not okay is furthering transphobic tropes.
But nobody is doing that except for you. Because you are trying to police what other people wear when it doesn't fucking affect you. You dumb bitch.
As an edgy way to grow your platform as a cis
So wait,
person.
you're just...
How is it even edgy, okay? I could understand you being like, you disliking my content and saying it's distasteful because I'm too edgy, but Finnster isn't even edgy. Like, that's like some normie shit, okay? Like, what? Like, he makes normie shit. Like, people videos that you could show to your grandchildren, okay? Maybe, well, I don't know. Maybe that, I guess not many grandparents are gonna watch it. But you get the point, okay? It's, well, I guess there's some sexually explicit stuff. But you know, like, in terms of, like, is it edgy or not? Like, the only instance of it being edgy, I guess, is if it's, like, sexually explicit. So are you against sex work or what?
I'm gonna completely ignore that it's like,
what are you talking about? Are you trying to me to answer for what somebody said? I mean, fuck, do you want me to go through every dumb fuck? I mean, I don't even think that's a bad point necessarily. But do you want me to go through? Hold on.
It's like, okay.
You want me?
God, she's so bitchy too. Pollypeople is actually so bitchy. Like, she just exudes fucking hall monitor energy, okay? She is literally the definition of hall monitor. Like, I don't know what else to compare it to. She's like a fucking hall monitor. She's like a hall monitor named Karen, okay? That's what. Then again, I know there was a video about a bus monitor named Karen, and that Karen was actually really nice, but people were the kids were like saying some really nasty shit about her, and then it went viral because people were defending Karen the bus monitor. Karen the bus monitor is based, but this is Karen the hall monitor who's fucking cringe, okay?
Me to answer for everything that everybody has said that you've sort of said? Get the fuck out of here. Why don't you just sort of
wait, when did I say that?
Why don't you
said that?
Why
don't you jump off a cliff? Jesus Christ.
Don't you
why don't you get better at not having an annoying ass voice?
Age with what I'm saying. Or
because what you're saying is a bunch of bullshit.
Or
and she is engaging, but you're interrupting. So, but even if she wasn't engaging, I wouldn't fucking blame her, because you're saying horse shit. You have said nothing of value, Pollypeople. You have said nothing of value or substance. You are an embarrassment. You are an embarrassment to the trans community, and you are an embarrassment to society in general. Nobody fucking likes you, alright?
I could
Fucking sitting here saying that cross-dressing is transphobic. Like, I still don't understand how this can be a genuine position that somebody has. How the fuck is cross-dressing transphobic? Like you have to have, like you can't just have a 0 IQ to have this position. Like, your IQ needs to be, like, in the negative hundreds, okay?
I could explain to you why that statement on Twitter may
Oh, yeah, we all love Twitter.
actually have some merit, but it's going to have to
I mean, that would explain a lot. If this person is, like, a Twitter addict, I mean, yeah, I could see that.
have a more nuanced discussion, but we can't
Yeah,
even
no, they're definitely a Twitter addict. And they're saying, oh, we could have a nuanced discussion. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, if you were actually, like, somebody who thought in terms of nuance, you wouldn't have this position in the first place.
get there when you are unable to accept that somebody who does transphobic tropes as a
But they're not transphobic, retard. Oh, shit, I said the Keffals word again. Oops.
cis person has problematic content. Like, if we can't
It's not problematic, though. It's a guy wearing women's clothing. There's nothing problematic, you fucking idiot. Jesus. Like, I don't... Like, what else am I supposed to say to that? Like, it's just bullshit. You have... This person has provided no source, no evidence, nothing. Just making shit up. It's like trying to argue with someone claiming that there's a purple elephant in their backyard. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do for a counter argument? Just, like, all I can say is, no, there's not an elephant in your backyard, idiot. That's all I can say, and then make fun of them. That's literally all I can do.
get there, then we're not even at stage one. Like you're just
Because you're wrong about it, Pollypeople. That's why.
you're sort of making yourself completely unable to understand the critique at all at that point.
No, but you want to know why nobody understands the critique? It's because the critique doesn't make any fucking sense. You dumb bitch.
You're not
There is no critique, okay? It's just you making shit up, making these obviously false assertions.
conforming person cis.
Uh,
Like, where are we drawing the
don't-
line on what cis is?
Finn is not a trans woman.
What if Finn is non-binary? Then what?
Finn is
Yes.
not going to be harmed by the furtherance, or at least will be far less.
Oh, that is fucking priceless. You think that there aren't people that will commit hate crimes against people that are, like, clearly just gay or gender non-conforming? You really think that that these people won't commit the same fucking hate crimes? Because at the end of the day, if we are going to, which you have acknowledged the idea, if we are going to say that well, transphobes aren't going to be able to tell the difference between a trans woman and a gender non-conforming man because they see all of them as men, which you have said those words as well, and I agree with that, because they're transphobic, they don't see the difference, then why would they suddenly magically start seeing a difference when it's convenient for your argument? That doesn't make any fucking sense. They're not just gonna see Finnster walking down the street, and then they're gonna be like, and then, I guess they'd have to hear his voice to even know that he's not a cis woman at this point, because he passes pretty well as a cis woman. Not just as a trans woman, but as a cis woman. He looks like a cis woman when he cross-dresses. So they would have to hear his voice, or something. What do you think is going to happen? Are they going to be like, oh, hey, man, how do you identify? Do you identify as a man or a woman? And if he says man, they're like, oh, okay, you're just cross-dressing. Have a nice day. But then if he were to say woman, it's like, all right, time for me to beat the fuck out of you. Like, what is your point?
Harmed than trans people by the furtherance of transphobic tropes.
You haven't established a single transphobic trope. How is cross-dressing a transphobic trope? You are an idiot. You are an actual moron.
Okay.
That's the
Does that
problem.
No, the problem is you and your lack of brain cells.
Okay, but does that make Finn cis?
Huh?
So if, like, a non...
Okay, so I don't know why you're playing word games with me here.
No one is playing word games. You're just fucking stupid.
I'm not playing a word
is
game.
not a trans person. Oh,
How do you know Finn isn't non-binary? Like, 2 years from now, for all we know, Finn could very well come out as non-binary. And I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Then what? Then what would your argument be?
or at least
I never
not
said this.
not okay. Then what are you talking about then? I mean, are you trying to have it both ways
to
here?
define what cis is, because you're trying to use Finn as cis as a way to dismiss.
Yeah,
it.
but he says he's cis.
Okay, who gives a shit? Maybe he's in the closet. Who knows?
He says he's cis, and he puts up on his, and the way he proves he's cis is he pins on his like Twitter or whatever. Here's my birth certificate, and I'm a man. Like,
Okay, so he says he's a man. Okay, who gives a shit? Why is that an issue? It's a guy that dresses like a girl. Who fucking cares? None of this is a real world issue, okay? This has nothing to do with transphobia. You are just trying to sit here, and I don't know if it's because you're trying really hard to be contrarian or some shit, or if you just want to be seen as this morally grandiose arbiter of truth or some shit, but at the end of the day, you just look fucking retarded. Oh, oops, I said the Keffals word again.
like one that has a two-prong effect. Is one, it says that I'm cis, but it also winks and nods to his trans audience. Look, I care about my son.
His trans audience? Okay, yeah, a big portion of his audience, I'm sure, is trans. And they all fucking love him, okay? I don't even know if I'm trans or not. I mean, I just don't care how people identify me. Like, if someone wants to say I'm a girl, I guess I'm a girl. If someone wants to say I'm a guy, I guess I'm a guy. If someone wants to say I'm non-binary, I guess I'm non-binary. To me, all of it means fucking nothing. It's all just a bunch of arbitrary, meaningless words. Because at the end of the day, you know, the only reason this discourse even exists in the first place is because we as a society have decided, for whatever fucking reason, that we need these boxes to put people into. And then if there's somebody that doesn't fit into that box, that's scary. And ooh, spooky. Here is somebody that doesn't fit into either box, or maybe they're in both boxes. Ooh, spooky. And it's like, how about instead of trying to put people into boxes, how about taking my approach and just not giving a shit? Like, can we just not give a shit about gender? Like, can we just, because, like, is it really a stretch for me to just say, fuck that, I'm above the concept of gender? Like, I don't even think that's like a narcissistic or egotistical thing for me to say. Like, I genuinely believe that I am above the concept of gender, okay? It is useless, arbitrary nonsense. And personally, you know, I don't need people to validate my internal perception even, okay? I know who I am. I know what the fuck I like and what I don't like. And people can draw little imaginary boxes around me, but don't get fucking mad whenever I cross all of those imaginary lines. And obviously, if you make those lines visible to me, I will go out of my way to fucking cross them. Just so you know.
Sign gender at birth just like you do. Like, I mean, like, you can't, I mean, come on. Like, are we going to be stupid and let's just sort of like...
The only one that's stupid is you.
Let him have it both ways just because he's a large content creator.
Because he's a large
No, I'm not being stupid.
I mean, I hate being dogpiled as much as the next person, right?
Yeah, well, you deserve to be dogpiled. Unironically. Like, genuinely, if y'all want to fucking dislike this video, this fucking anti-Femboy propaganda shit, feel free to dislike this. I don't fucking care. I disliked the video myself. Okay? Also, make sure to leave a like on my stream. Okay? Yeah, this dumb bitch right here, deserves to get dogpiled for this. Because the only one that's transphobic is this motherfucker right here. This is the transphobic person. Okay? This person, I mean, as far as I'm aware, they haven't explicitly stated it, but they seem to be anti-non-binary. And anti-gender non-conforming. You do realize that gender nonconforming is a part of it goes in the non-binary umbrella. You know that, right? But, like, that's a part of the trans umbrella. As in, that's part of the trans community. So, those people might not be trans women, but they are people that cross-dress, and they are valid.
Like,
Right, but it's like, you're willing to, with your community and your mods.
Like, you can be gender non-conforming as any gender you want. Like, I don't see why there's an issue with that.
Those are your mods who are just like, okay, I can police the
Her mod. I don't know what's more embarrassing, her or her mods. I think she's probably the worst.
behavior of gender non-conforming people. It's completely okay to do. And when I asked you about this, you just get angry and say, oh,
Well-
you think I can police everything? You think that I can just control everything? But it's like, no, these are the people who moderate your community. You have a responsibility for that. They represent you.
Okay, but hold on a second. Like, the essential argument here is not changed, and that tweet is essentially in line with what I'm saying. Like, you can't.
How old is this person? Like 55, 60? And they act like this? Like, they've got to be 50s, right? 50-year-old mother of 3, maybe. Had lung cancer at some point. Yeah, that's my interpretation of this.
Saying that
You
Finn
can't
is
hold
not
on.
Of this creature, this cretin, this disgusting, malformed piece of shit.
a cross-dresser.
Could you let me finish? The essential problem, like, whether or not he's a cross-dresser is saying he's not a cross-dresser.
Jesus Christ. I need to I feel like I'm going to start towing the line of what's okay according to YouTube TOS. I'm trying very hard to not say certain things.
By the way, I assume the sentiment behind that is that what he's doing is essentially appealing to the transphobic sensibilities of the.
No, he's actually doing the opposite. Because transphobic people don't like cross-dressers either. They think all of it is the same, and they think all of it is degenerate. That is their position. Finnster deliberately goes against that position, and yet you are saying that he is in favor of that position, which is fucking stupid. Because you are fucking stupid, Pollypeople. You are an idiot. You are actually brain dead.
The average person, and further,
And you're a terrible person, too.
transphobic tropes for content. That's not what cross.
You are dishonest, delusional, and a terrible fucking person, okay?
dressers do. Cross-dressers
And you're also fucking, you look nasty as fuck. Like, does she have Raynaud's syndrome? Like, her hands are purple. I'm not saying that as like a diss, because like, whenever I'm cold, my hands get a little bit purple. I don't know if you can. I mean, they're a little bit purple right now because my room is freezing, and I don't want the space heater to have background noise. That's not even like a diss.
dress in.
Though her fingers do look quite chubby and like it looks like, I don't know.
Gender non-conforming ways and play with gender because they are
They
expressing
look like. Yeah.
themselves.
Okay. I need to stop being too mean.
They are not trying to grow their platform at the expense of more marginalized people.
No one. It's not at the expense of anybody. Idiot.
Right? Just to sort of say, Polly, you're trying to police people's.
Yeah, because you are, idiot. That's literally what you're doing, is you're trying to police people's clothing decisions. Because you're a moron, and a dumbass, and an authoritarian. You are literally an authoritarian who doesn't think that people have the right to wear whatever the fuck they want. You are no better than any right-wing fascist. You are no different from Matt Walsh. You are the same, except you have a left-leaning, morally grandstandy aesthetic. That is the only difference. You are just as much of a hateful bitch as... Well, actually, no, you're more of a hateful bitch than Blair White. Blair White is just dishonest. I would say you're probably... Who's more hateful? Pollypeople or Ben Shapiro? Probably Pollypeople, because Ben Shapiro's a grifter. I'd say she's not. She's better than Steven Crowder. There. I'll give her a little bit of credit. Wow, good job. You're better than fucking Steven fucking Crowder. That is the bar we have set. Because oh my god, this is a fucking embarrassment.
No,
Presentation is incredibly bad faith.
Presentation is incredibly bad faith. Really?
Like, well,
It's just two completely different arguments you're sort of smashing together.
I think that calling them arguments is way too charitable. Keffals is being way too fucking nice to this dumb, nasty, hateful, disgusting cretin. Okay?
well, no, that's what you're doing. So like,
Bro, can you stop talking like you smoke 50 cigarettes a day? Or maybe she does. Well, please stop. Smoking is bad for you.
How am I doing that?
well, you're having a difficult time trying to.
Bro, seriously. You gotta stop smoking, alright?
Trying to like explain why furthering transphobic tropes is not
Shut the fuck up. No one is furthering transphobic tropes. The only one who's furthering transphobic tropes is you. You make me want to be transphobic because you are doing like you are if I was still a conservative and I saw this, you know what this would do? This would reaffirm my position against trans people. This would just feed into my confirmation bias of yes, all of these people are fucking insane. And I would genuinely think that. And I would genuinely think that this dumb bitch over here represents the left. She doesn't, by the way. I represent the left a lot better than she does. Because I actually make smart arguments. And use common fucking sense. And whenever I have a debate with someone, I bring up facts, logic, statistics, etc. Instead of just asserting random shit.
that bad, and the only thing you're saying is I disagree, and you can't prove that.
Alright, prove that there's no purple elephant in my backyard. Again, the burden of proof is on you. Fucking tomato, alright? Fucking hell.
Which is wrong, and you.
But the burden of proof is on you. It's not that it's transphobic until we prove that it's not transphobic. You have to prove why it is transphobic. You can't just assume everything is transphobic until it's proven to not be, okay? This guilty until proven innocent mindset is fucking absurd.
You should never force some fucking member of a marginalized community to prove that furthering tropes that are harmful to them are.
No one is. Oh my. You're just repeating the same thing that's been debunked 500 fucking times.
Somehow harmful to them. I mean, but now you're pivoting to something else.
That trans people are somehow the arbiters of gender nonconformity when other people can express gender nonconformity however they like.
Based,
No,
Keffals.
I mean,
She's literally saying, no, you can't express yourself however you like. Because she's an authoritarian bitch, okay? She's authoritarian. She's anti-freedom. You know, she's hateful. She's probably anti-non-binary. I don't, like...
No.
I mean, she's a fucking... Like, she may as well just be a TERF. All of the fucking talking points she uses are very similar to TERF talking points. Except that it is a... not TERF talking points. I would say that her presentation of the arguments she's making is similar, if that makes sense. Like, she has that TERF aesthetic, you know?
That's a straw man. Like, trans people.
That's a straw man.
Are the most able to detect and are the most likely to fall victim to the furtherance of transphobic tropes.
Transphobic tropes like what? You have to come up with a transphobic trope and explain why it's transphobic and demonstrate that there is an objective and measurable harm that is being dealt. But you have not done that. Why? Because there is no objective or measurable harm that is being dealt by Finster's use of his platform, or the fact that he decides to cross-dress. Oh, heaven forbid a man wear a fucking skirt.
That others use to further whatever interests they have.
You know what? Maybe this person is, like, actually a right-winger trying to make the left look bad. That wouldn't fucking surprise me.
No, it's just,
No,
you're not even responding to what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, you're trying to straw man me, and you're getting frustrated that I'm not falling for the straw man. I get that.
No one is straw manning. Fucking idiot.
But like,
I don't even think you know what straw man means.
Also, nice stubble, by the way.
I'm not,
like, I was also in high school debate, it's fine.
Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure where to go with this because I feel like I might, I might be being owned in the marketplace of ideas by the high school debate lord here. But
I have been debating for 3 fucking weeks, and I could destroy you in a fucking debate. Don't even get me started. You really think that you can beat Keffals in a debate? No. You're getting shit on. You are getting shit on. You would get shit on by me, and I'm new to debate.
But like,
what?
Again, the fact remains that
Actually, I think I would shit on this person more because I would see it as more of a personal attack than Keffals, right? Because I cross-dress, in a sense. I mean, I don't know. I consider myself to be non-binary, but again, I sort of just let society label me with whatever the fuck, because I don't care. I see myself as me. That's all that matters. Pronouns don't change who I am, so that's why I don't care.
when
I guess maybe I'm not sure how I feel about it/its pronouns though. I don't know if that would make me feel like I'm being objectified. Which, don't get me wrong, that's great and all in bed. Like, objectify me all you want in bed, all right? Tie me up and make me your little object, okay? But other than that, I'm not a big fan of the objectification. I know that's not what it actually is, but that's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? I think that might be the one exception.
members of the trans community have a valid criticism here about a non-trans content
It's not a valid criticism, though.
creator who
You haven't substantiated any validity. You've just said it's transphobic because it hurts trans people somehow because you said so. That is your whole argument. You have not demonstrated one way that it actually causes harm.
has made their fucking entire platform from day one, essentially,
Looks like somebody didn't take their fucking meds. Holy shit. I hope that's what this is, and that this person isn't genuinely this fucking deranged, and that they just have meds that they didn't take, so now they're going all schizo mode because they're going through withdrawal. I genuinely hope that that's what's happening here.
Doing transphobic type trap content and the like, saying,
what is it? You're the only one labeling it as trap content, by the way.
look, I think you are for your own interests.
I think so basically your only argument is that you're against using the word trap. Maybe you don't like traps or the word trap. What does that have to do with Finnster? I don't even think he uses that word. So, I mean, like, what is your point? And I guess we could have a semantic debate about the word trap and why it's only offensive if it's used maliciously. I mean, I could do that for any word, but that's not. I don't think that that's the point being made here.
Furthering the very kind of tropes and very kind of beliefs that are.
What beliefs are being furthered? What conservative is going to be like, go from being like, maybe trans women are women, and then they see Finnster and then they're like, nah, just kidding. Yeah, how could I be so silly? Thank goodness I had this cross-dressing guy to remind me that trans women are men. It's like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, what? What trans people are going to be hurt by this?
Harmful to people like me. Like,
no, the only thing that's harming you is your own words, because you are making yourself look like a fucking dumbass because you are one.
it is super disappointing that some of the larger,
Not as disappointing as you are to your father.
trans content creators, which I hate.
And that's coming from me, a femboy. And I know that there's the whole stereotype of, oh, femboys don't have father figures, whatever the fuck. So that's coming from me.
Much smaller than the trans quote unquote content creator who Finn is.
No one said that Finn was a trans content creator, you fucking idiot.
Are completely unwilling to hear that this critique.
It's not a critique, it's just you being a hateful bitch. That's literally all it is. There's no critique. It's just you trying to dictate what I wear and what Finnster wears. That is all that it is. It is you telling me that I can't wear the clothes that I want to wear. That is your entire argument.
It's super disappointing.
The only thing that's disappointing is you to your father. I said it before and I'll say it again.
And instead, like, you're just straw manning me and
No one is straw manning you. You are making these dumb fuck claims and they are being refuted in like 5 fucking seconds because that's how bad they are. Because you haven't substantiated a single one of your dumb fuck claims, probably because it's physically impossible to substantiate claims that are as incorrect as yours.
And saying something that a mod said completely out of the context of what that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, I mean, your community seems to really have an issue with gender nonconforming people.
Exactly. You can try and woke scold all you want and try to gain woke Twitter points or whatever the fuck. You can morally grandstand, but at the end of the day, you just have a problem with cross-dressing. That's what it boils down to. Is you have a problem with femboys existing, you have a problem with men wearing women's clothes. That's all it is. It doesn't matter if you frame it as a left-wing argument. It is still something that makes you a hateful bitch, because that's what you are, okay? End of discussion.
You keep lying and saying
No one is lying but you.
that. No, hold on a second. You're lying now.
No one is lying but you dumb fuck tomato motherfucker, okay?
You're lying.
I have the receipt right here. It's
What
just like, here's your mod.
Okay, all right. So like
your mod saying this.
you're literally straw manning. They're like,
Do you even know what a fucking straw man is? How is she straw manning? What?
You're like, one of your mods, Polly, says this, and I'm gonna interpret.
No, she's using that as an example of how your community that you have built yourself is shit. Okay? This is the type of argument that lefties will criticize people like Destiny for, where it's like, sure, you don't mind control every single member of your audience, but you generally have some amount of control, right? Like, you generally have some amount of control.
This way, and I'm gonna ignore everything you said.
And why would you give them mod if they're gonna be hateful fucking pieces of shit? Are you not able to control your own fucking moderators? Really? Just fucking demote them. Demote them as mods if they're gonna be hateful little bitches. Then again, you're also a hateful bitch. You just lie about it and say, Oh, I'm doing it. It's just because it's hurting trans people, which you have no evidence for, rather than just growing a fucking pair of balls and just admitting that you're a hateful piece of shit. That's all that it boils down to.
And hold that against you.
You were in the same conversation. You could have told your mod not to do that.
Okay, all right. So I need to answer for.
No, you just need to shut the fuck up and get therapy. Okay? That's what you need.
Every straw man interpretation that you come up with about somebody that's...
No, those aren't straw man interpretations. They are the logical follow-throughs of what you're saying and or just Keffals simply refuting the dumb shit that you're saying. Okay? Or giving examples of how your community is fucking awful.
From my community has said, and then you're gonna hold that against...
It's your community! And she's using examples of moderators that you gave moderator privileges to. You personally gave them moderator status. You are responsible for them. Because you not only are you not actively going against them, you have handpicked them, which means you are you specifically know who they are, and you haven't removed their moderator status. Why is that?
Your moderators.
You are just coming up with another way to silence criticism at this point. Like, you're not
Sure.
going to say, Polly, you're...
Silence criticism when she has hundreds of thousands of subscribers and you have what? 223? Your platform is smaller than mine. Shut the fuck up. Like, you are being given a huge platform to give your criticisms, and you have blown the opportunity that you were given because all of your arguments are shit. All of them suck. Every single one of them.
Just jealous.
No.
Polly, instead, your community is terrible.
The majority
I mean, it is.
of this conversation has been me asking you questions and you getting mad at me asking questions.
Exactly, because she doesn't want to be fucking questioned on anything. Because that might require her to think, which she's not capable of.
Well, I don't think that's an accurate representation.
No, it's a very accurate representation, okay? From an outside perspective, I can assure you that is honestly quite a charitable representation. Because honestly, you're not just being angry about questions. You are a genuinely hateful bitch. Like, plain and simple, okay? So if you fucking debate me, like, don't expect me to be this fucking nice to you, alright? You are lucky that Keffals let you on her platform and was as charitable as she was to a hateful bitch like you. You should be fucking thanking her for giving you the opportunity of your fucking life to spread your disgusting, hateful ideology. It is your fault that you blew it. It is your fault that you couldn't provide any substantial arguments. That is on you.
Discussion, because your questions don't really follow from the discussion. You just
Yes, they do. Shut the fuck up.
like. So I ask again. Do you think that I will say this the most gentle.
Why? Okay, and maybe this is a nitpick, but is it just me, or does her audio quality sound fucking disgusting? I don't know what about it is. It just sounds like I don't know, like wet. I don't know how to describe it. Like it's like the you hear the almost like ASMR sounds, but it sounds gross. It's like the sound of like somebody chewing food, but it happens every time she like moves her mouth. Period.
Or I will ask this in the most gentle way that I can.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah, you can hear the saliva. You can hear the saliva moving in her mouth. Is that her mic or is that her?
About furthering transphobic tropes? Because when I asked about when trans people do the same thing, you say this is fine, but they have more to do with the trans community. They have a higher duty to represent the trans community.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's weird that you're not holding your own community.
Wait a second. Are you saying that that trans people have a higher obligation to
represent themselves? Yeah, potentially. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was a great argument from Keffals. I think that better arguments could be made. But like, for instance, it doesn't like. Why do you care if somebody is gender non-conforming? How does it affect you personally? It is a guy wearing a skirt, and if somebody does it on a large platform, you know what that means? It means that more people will see it as okay for a guy to wear a skirt. And you may not be aware of this because your brain doesn't work very well. But there's actually a thing where a lot of people that start out as femboys or crossdressers actually turn out to be trans women that were closeted. And that's how they got out of the fucking closet, you dumb bitch. That is how people come out of the closet. That's how they crack out of the egg, so to speak. Is they start out as gender non-conforming or femboys. Why? Because it comforts their dysphoria a little bit. It doesn't make it go away. but it definitely reduces it. And then they're like, oh, well, I like this. And then they keep going, and then they keep going, and then eventually they realize that they're trans. Now, this obviously doesn't happen for every femboy, or even the majority, but it happens for a lot of them. So, I don't see how that's an issue. It has a positive effect, not a negative one.
To like control their potential like furtherance of transphobic tropes than transphobes do that are not in the trans community.
Well, transphobes say bad things about trans people and say that they're not valid. Finnster doesn't do that. Finnster doesn't say any bad things about trans people. In fact, the only person that's spreading hateful ideology is you, Pollypeople. It's you. You are the fucking problem. You are the only problem here. You are the fucking problem. You are the common denominator.
Well, okay, so
no other trans people have an issue with this. Only you and a select few other retards. Yep, that's right. I said the Keffals word again. Are the, like, aside from, like, a select few retards, nobody cares, okay?
When you say transphobes, are you talking about Finn?
No, I'm just trying to say, like, what you said is trans people have to behave themselves, essentially.
No. That is not what she's saying. And that's why I said this, like, that wasn't the best argument from Keffals, not because I even disagree necessarily, it's just not optically the best. It's not going to... It's easy to weasel your way around, right? Too easy to weasel your way around. So it's like, you might want to say something a little bit more, I don't know, concrete, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what I would have said, to be honest. I guess it depends. Maybe in the heat of the moment I would have said that. Then again, I would probably be fucking way more brutal to this person. Because it's one thing if we're going to argue about religion, right? Like, I'm very calm, collected, and polite in religious discussions. But when you start trying to shit on people for being trans, or if you specifically go against femboys, I'm going to be aggressive as fuck, okay? And it will be the worst debate of your life. You will hate it. You will hate every second of it, because every second of it will be you getting shit on. Because I don't fucking hold back when I don't like somebody.
And I'm like, wait a second, for what? Wait. Trans people have to behave themselves because... and
No, you need to behave yourself and stop being such a dumb bitch.
Like, somebody like Finn or whatever, or even a transphobic person can do whatever they want because they're not trans.
Wait, hold on. I think, yeah, this guy... This woman has to be, what, like, in her 60s? When I think I briefly saw, like, with a profile shot, right? And you can tell when it's, like, an old person, because of, like, their neck flap. Like, they have, like, a chin and neck flap, right? Flapping around. So I think we need to pause it next time she turns her head.
Like, this is fucking brain disease.
That's not the argument. I'm saying that if you're a trans
try again then. Let me know. What is it? Go ahead.
If you're a trans person and you have a large...
Why is the microphone hiding her fucking neck? Is that on purpose?
Your platform, you do have an obligation to some extent in order to make sure that you're doing a good enough job representing trans people as a whole. Because like a lot of people are going to see you, and that's going to be the first person they see that's trans.
But that's the essential argument, is the person who doesn't know anything is going to think, because they don't really understand the nuance in the way that you...
But starting with Finnster and watching Finnster is one of the things that will lead you to having a nuanced worldview. Why? Because it makes you, like, let's say you're starting out as a conservatard. But then you find Finnster, and you're like, ooh, I don't know, that's kind of sussy, that's kind of degenerate. I mean, it's a guy wearing girls' clothing. But then you start watching Finnster, and you're like, this guy's not so bad. He's actually kind of funny. You know, he kind of acts like me sometimes, you know? He's relatable. He's funny. He makes me laugh. Maybe this cross-dressing thing isn't so bad. And then that challenges that belief, right? So then they have more of a flexible idea of what gender is, right? Their mind has been opened a little bit. So now, next time they see a discussion about trans people, they're going to go into it with a little bit of a different mindset. Because instead of thinking all trans women are men and men cross-dressing is bad, they're going to think, they might start out with all trans women are men, but then they're like, well, I guess cross-dressing isn't so bad. I mean, there is that Finnster guy, and he does it really well too. Like, he looks like a real woman, right? And then it's like, well, then why does it matter what gender they identify as? And then they realize that it doesn't affect them. Now, obviously, it's not something that would happen overnight, but it is something that could happen. These are the logical follow-throughs that actually occur when a conservative starts watching Finster's content and enjoys it, right?
Do or a lot of people do is that Finn is not actually trans representation. So when he does,
he didn't claim to be
trap related. Hold on, let me finish for fuck's sake. What?
Well, if you say something incorrect, you don't get mad when somebody corrects you, because when you say dumb shit that's wrong, people should correct you before you continue going on your fucking autistic rant and spurging out, okay?
I didn't say this. I said, it's quite obvious, by the way, that...
Obvious to who?
I mean, the fact that you can't really conceive of the...
The fact that you can't fucking substantiate your argument is the problem. Isn't it?
Idea that the average person who comes across Finn's content being 100% clear that this is not sort of trans-related, or at least...
Even if it is somehow trans-related, it's like, if the person ends up liking Finnster, and they see him as a representation of the trans community, then they like they will inherently like the trans community more. And if they don't see him as a representation of the trans community, then chances are it won't have an impact on their worldview. Or their view on trans people, right? Maybe it'll have an impact on their worldview because they're probably against cross-dressing. But let's say they have no issue with cross-dressing and they like Finnster, but they don't like trans people. Well, then they're not going to see Finnster as a trans woman. Therefore, it's not going to affect his actions are not going to affect their stance on trans issues.
Trans tropey related content that leans
What is a trans trope, by the way? I'd love to know.
Heavily into fucking trap.
Because he doesn't say he's trans, he doesn't pretend to be trans, he doesn't mock trans people or anything. He's not like, ooh, get it? Because that's what a trans woman would do. Like, that's never a part of his content. Because I've watched some of his VODs. He doesn't do that. His content is actually quite tame. It's a lot more tame than my content. So I mean, if you are offended by Finster's content, I can't possibly imagine what your reaction is to my content, because holy shit. Yeah, my content is way more offensive than anything Finnster would ever post.
Discourse, and instead saying, you much smaller trans creators need to mind your P's and Q's and don't say anything about Finn because he's not trans?
No, that's not the argument. You're just lying. He can dress however... The argument is he can dress however the fuck he wants, and if you don't like it, you can go cry about it. Ultimately, that is the only actual position you have, is he is cross-dressing and you don't like it. That is it. That is all there is to it. Because you have not substantiated any substantial harm that is caused by him cross-dressing. You have not provided me with any statistics or data or any sort of evidence or even a logical or abstract even explanation, okay? You have just said it hurts trans people because. Okay? Because why? How does it hurt trans people? You have not given a logical explanation. You've just made these assertions and jumped to conclusions that are obviously false. Anyone with I need to stop appealing to common sense, okay? You know what? Nah, fuck it. Nah. Anyone with common sense knows that Pollypeople is fucking incorrect, okay? I know I don't like to always appeal to intuition, but come on.
Why are you being so aggressive towards me? Like, I haven't raised my voice at you.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to debate this motherfucker, okay? Because she is a bitch. She is aggressive. She talks over people. And you know what? I can match that energy. I can be just as fucking aggressive, if not more. Because if you fucking come at me, I will come back 10 times fucking harder.
You once, and you're telling me to fuck off, and you're yelling at me.
Yeah, and that's why I want to debate this person. So, which I will ask them if they want to do that after I finish this video.
Are you going to answer my question or not?
Wait, what question?
No, I'm just kind of speechless by like this aggression when I thought we could have a civil conversation about this.
Well, at the end of the day, Pollypeople is a hateful bitch. She doesn't want to have a civil conversation. She wants to have a shit show. But I'm all for having shit shows. So if she acts like that to me, she's just gonna get completely fucking shit on. So, I mean, Pollypeople, if you're not a fucking pussy, get the fuck on my show. Get in my fucking Discord, alright? Because I know that you're gonna see this at some point. So you better fucking debate me, unless you're a pussy.
Are you going to answer my question, or are you not going to answer my question?
Can you repeat the question? Like, I was just kind of shocked ever since that.
All right, so it seems like what you're doing here is you're saying, hey, smaller trans content creators that are harmed by transphobic tropes, make sure you mind your...
They're not being harmed by anything Finnster has done. And it's not, oh, just mind your own beeswax, or whatever the fuck. That's not the argument. The argument is nothing... Like, none of your criticism against Finnster is valid. You have failed to substantiate any of it. You have not substantiated a single claim. When the burden of proof is on you, if you are going to make these statements slandering somebody and saying that they are somehow transphobic or pushing transphobia when they're not.
P's and Q's, and Finn, who, to the average dumbfuck, looks quite a lot like a trans content creator or trans...
Well, he looks like a cis woman. So, what is your point?
Trans-esque content creator. You can do whatever you want, even if it harms the trans community.
How does it harm the trans community? You have not substantiated this fucking claim. Obviously, you're never going to, because it's a dumb fuck claim that's false and impossible to actually substantiate with evidence, because evidence for such a claim doesn't exist.
That's what it sounds like to me you're saying.
How does Finn look like a trans content creator?
To the average person who is just sort of clicking around. I thought he was a trans content creator until...
I would think he's a cis content creator if I didn't hear... Like, if I didn't know who he was and I just saw a picture of him cross-dressed, I would think, oh, that is a woman. I'll bet that it's just your average Twitch thought, alright? That would be my instinct, okay? That would be my first instinct, okay?
Until I sort of dug into the content, I was like, oh, I guess he's not, but these are...
Okay. Well, don't you think that anybody else would be like, oh, I guess this isn't a woman, after digging into the content? They would probably be able to figure it out a lot faster than you, because you're fucking slow. Like, you're slow as shit. As opposed to the average person whose brains... like, if you take the average person whose brain works at a normal speed, they will figure it out 10 times faster than you Pollypeople.
These are a lot of transphobic tropes that we would take...
What transphobic tropes? Give me an example.
Strays from. Like, this seems to be a super easy argument. Like, I don't.
Then why are you doing such a bad job at articulating it? It's almost as if you have the most shitty, deranged position that requires nothing but mental gymnastics upon more mental gymnastics. That is, like...
Understand, like, the fucking resistance to recognizing...
to recognizing what? Your authoritarian position of you're not allowed to wear whatever the fuck you want?
The
totally not fucking retarded position of cross-dressing is transphobic. You shouldn't be allowed to wear whatever clothes you want. It's like the most disgusting gatekeepy shit imaginable. That's what it is. You are gatekeeping.
The bad
Well, you're not just gatekeeping. You are attacking an innocent person for no reason.
effects on people like you and me that a larger non-trans content creator, they're sort of leaning into trap-related content.
Like what?
Like,
And even if that's the case, who gives a shit? It's not gonna change. Let's say it's trap related content in like and usually that's only gonna be like in a sexual sense. So if that's what you mean by that, maybe he does some things that are mildly sexual. Again, that just means that are you against sex work or what? Are you against cross dressing? Or are you against, or is it you're fine with them as separate things, but you can't do both at the same time? What is your fucking position here? It's such a brain dead take. This has to be like some person from this has to be like a right winger, like pretending to be a lefty to push everybody away from the left. Because this person makes me want to be more conservative. This person makes me want to say way more offensive things as well. Like,
why that's a problem and is perfectly reasonable to call out.
But you're not calling anything, like, none of the things you're calling out are valid arguments against Finnster. You fucking idiot.
The average effect that Finn has is overwhelmingly positive for the trans community.
Exactly.
In fact, I've talked to a lot of the trans people in the community.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer the question. Like, the critique...
Yes, it does, fucking idiot. Well, not only does it answer the question, but it proves you wrong.
Remain, right? You can do plenty of good.
Well, if you do a lot more good than you do bad, and the overwhelming majority of things you do are good, and the majority of outcomes that you produce are good, then shut the fuck up and stop whining about a non-issue or a tiny negative side effect that probably doesn't even fucking exist. In fact, I know it doesn't exist. Sorry, I forgot that I'm being charitable, or that I'm not gonna even bother being charitable to this person, because she has proven that she's a hateful piece of shit.
And I'm not even gonna say there's no good that's done there. I'm just saying, like, you...
Okay.
It is a perfectly reasonable critique.
No, it isn't. It's a shit critique. You have no fucking evidence to substantiate your claim. You are a dumb bitch who just wants to morally grandstand and feel like you're doing a good thing or feel like you're a good person, when in reality you are only causing harm. You are only gatekeeping. You're trying to make people feel like shit about themselves for cross-dressing. And as somebody who fucking... Alright. As somebody who dresses the way that I do, okay? Somebody who dresses... Oh, shit. I almost knocked the light over. Okay? Somebody who wears this... Yeah, you see this outfit? Is somebody who fucking wears this? Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna read chat. I need a fucking break. Holy shit. Alright, let's read chat. Woohoo. Alright. Hello, Brandon Alexander. Debate Last Groom Seder? Oh, Last Crusader. I mean, if he wants to debate me, sure. I could do that. Your stream is fine. Oh, I thought it was really delayed. It's not like that on my end. Can I have my apology now? I have Tourette's and you called me the R slur and call. Alright. Here we go. I have made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I do not expect to be forgiven. I am so sorry, Scorpy is here. You fucking retard. I shouldn't have called you the R slur. I will, in the future, going forward, I will never call you a retard again. You retard? Okay. I made the same joke twice, I'm sorry. Will you debate Ben Shapiro? Yeah, Ben Shapiro, actually, is what that says. Will you debate Ben Shapiro? If he wants to debate me, sure. I don't think he would ever want to debate me, though. I don't have enough clout yet, you know? I will one day. One day I'll fucking debate the dumb piece of shit, call him out on his shit. Hopefully it would be on my platform, though. And I think he would be scared to go on my platform, or a platform where he's not the one holding the mic, because then he wouldn't be able to control the conversation. I swear if the Eagles lose this game, Philly is gonna burn to the ground. I don't know anything about football, I assume. The Eagles are a football team, right? IDK, why I'm here, but I'm invested now? Hell yeah. Walmart Virgil? Hell yeah. I thought you were shirtless at first? Oh, maybe I am shirtless. Maybe this crop top is a figment of your imagination. Well, I am shirtless. In fact, I am wearing a crop top, not a shirt. So technically, in a sense. Why does it look like the person in the top left takes meth? Probably because she does. Smokes 5 packs of cigs. Well, she sounds like it too, so that's a given. And drinks a whole bottle of Jack Daniels every morning. Yeah, I don't know. She probably drinks a whole bottle of piss at night as well. And an entire bottle of used bathwater. I don't know. She seems like the type of person to do that. Okay. But, yeah, I don't know. Anyways. Where was I? Oh, right. Keffals.
That Finn, as a non-trans content creator who, to the average person who's clicking around, it's not going to be obvious to, leaning into trap-related content.
Like, what is this whole, like, this whole fucking, oh, it's leaning into trap content. It's like, shut the fuck up. People can wear whatever the fuck they want. Stop being a stupid, retarded bitch, okay? And I will keep using the Keffals word on this person until this person stops being a retard, okay? When they stop being the Keffals word, I'll stop calling them the Keffals word, okay?
Is problematic, and he should not do
The only one that's problematic is you.
that.
Dumb bitch.
No, I just think it's a silly argument,
No.
really.
It is a silly argument. Like, this has to be a right-winger in disguise or some shit. Like, it has to be, right? There's no way anyone is this fucking stupid. I mean, come on. It's like, it looks like a right-winger trying to impersonate a trans woman. I mean, you've got the stubble. You've got the stubble. You've got the very vibrant lipstick. Very I don't know if I would consider this traditional women's clothing, but like something you would expect a conservative to wear if they're trying to mock a trans woman, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I could see that happening. And then obviously dyed hair, because, gotta make sure to include every fucking stereotype. Like,
Okay, it's silly.
do it.
Like, if this is an elaborate troll, I mean, come on. I mean, she's got a mustache. Like, come on. You can see the stubble. Like, come on. This has got to be a troll, right? There's no way this is a real fucking person. Like, the arguments are so shit. They look like shit. They sound like shit.
Alright,
silly.
So either this person is a meth head, like they're addicted to fucking methamphetamine, or that they're just like a right winger pretending to be a lefty. It's one of the two.
Just let him do more transphobia. That's fine.
Because it's not trans.
Yeah, because me wearing a skirt is transphobic. Everybody, fucking idiot.
Phobia. Finn's impact is overwhelmingly positive for both trans people and for cis men.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let me ask you
exactly.
this: is calling a trans person a trap? Is that transphobic?
It depends on the context, but in this context, no. I'm gonna call you a trap because you dislike the word and it's funny, Pollypeople. So, Pollypeople, if you're watching this, I hereby declare that you are a trap, because I know that will make you angry, and I think that that's very funny, and I want you to be angry. The more miserable you are, the better, because you are a miserable fucking person, and you deserve to be miserable, because you are trying to make the lives of everybody else miserable. Not only are you the fun police, not only do you act like a fucking hall monitor, okay? You act like the hall monitor of Twitter. But like you are also invalidating people who simply just want to cross-dress, like as if it's somehow a bad thing for a guy to just wear women's clothing and makeup. Like, who gives a shit? Honestly, it's only retarded conservatives who are Christian fundamentalists and believe this shit for religious reasons. And people like this. But, like, is this person even religious? And if not, then what the fuck is their reasoning? There has to be some underlying reasoning. There has to be some reason behind their hatred, right?
Yeah, it is, but how? No.
Is she just mad because she doesn't pass, and because she can't afford laser hair removal and constantly has stubble on her face and doesn't know how to cover it up with makeup? Is that the problem? And she's mad because Finn, as a man who identifies as a man, is better at looking like a woman than she is? Is that the problem? Because that's the only thing I can think of.
Finn doing that? Finn's not doing it.
I mean, look at her fucking face. I mean, come on. No one would want to look like this. Like...
Wait a second. You don't think he makes trap-related jokes and saying... You don't think he does that?
Yeah, could you give, like, an example of one joke that he made? Like, could you, like, provide me with a clip of him saying something objectionable and then tell me why it's objectionable? If not, shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, and stop crying over a non-issue. You disgusting piece of shit.
Yeah, he does. But it's fine. He can do that.
He can make transphobic jokes. Why?
That's not a transphobic joke. That's not transphobic jokes.
This person thinks everything is transphobic. She thinks cross-dressing is transphobic. She thinks jokes that are like harmless are transphobic. She thinks existing is transphobic. She thinks everything that isn't her incredibly disgusting, hateful, authoritarian view of the world is transphobic.
Don't own the word trap. I mean, trans people do not own the word trap. That's not true.
Well, right, but like...
As a femboy, I'm gonna start calling myself a trap just to spite this person, really. So, if y'all wanna call me a trap, go for it. I love the word now, because I know this person hates it. This trap over here hates it. So that's why I'm calling her a trap, because it's funny, and I know it'll make her mad.
You know, like, white people don't own the N-word, but that doesn't make it good.
What the fuck does that have to do with
what that's so unrelated. Plus, iDubbbz was based and red-pilled in 2017, alright? Go watch go watch the Tanamangu content comp, alright? So, you know, like, it's like, well, if you just say it as, like, an edgy joke, it's like, does it really matter? Like, if you're just saying it on a Discord VC as, like, a joke, it's like, who gives a shit, right? Like, so even then, the context still matters.
We're talking about.
Well, the fact you
But
can't...
I know that I know Keffals isn't gonna argue that point because she's, you know, she's got a larger audience. She can't say that, or she might get canceled.
see it, I think, sort of explains the disconnect here. Like, like you can't use slurs or like wink and nod toward slurs or like problematic tropes that are...
I'm really tempted to start nodding and winking and then say the N-word, but I feel like that might be going a little bit too far.
that are targeted at a marginalized community. If you're not...
What if I just want to target you specifically because I hate you specifically? Is that okay? Can I just target you for being a piece of shit? I think that that's valid, right? Like it doesn't matter if you're cis, trans, whatever the fuck. Like, I don't like you as a person, no matter what, okay?
Not in the marginalized...
Can I just be Pollypeople phobic instead?
community and expect to not...
Yeah, no, it's not like there are thousands of people that talk about how they want to kill gays or how anyone that doesn't wear the clothes that they tell them to wear is degenerate and deserves to go into the fucking wood chipper and is actually just grooming children. Yeah, no, none of that rhetoric is used more broadly. No, it's only used against trans people. You know, it's not used against drag queens who did nothing wrong. It's not used against anybody else. You know, it's exclusive to trans women. Yeah, sure, whatever. Like,
see, criticism
this is the dumbest argument imaginable. Like, this person is just as hateful as your bog standard Christian conservative transphobe, okay? This person might actually be, well, I don't want to say more hateful, because those people are pretty bad too, but you know what I mean.
Or at the very least...
What did... Okay,
How is this hard? How is this hard?
People who aren't trans can totally use the word trap.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna use it right now. Trap. You getting mad, Pollypeople? I know you're watching this because you're a small... You have a smaller audience than me, except for on this video, because your content is shit. And I know for a fact you're gonna watch this. So even if you're not watching it right now, I know you're gonna watch the VOD because I'm talking about you. So, because it makes you mad. Trap. Go cry me a fucking river. Yeah, I said the word like 20 times. What are you gonna do?
Okay, all right.
Trap's not a transphobic slur.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
It can be used as one.
All right.
If you're calling a trans person a trap, yeah, that's...
Oops, might have done that to this specific person, but it's only to make this specific person angry. This is the only trans woman who I will ever refer to as a trap because she doesn't deserve the same respect. Because she's not willing to offer me any respect as a femboy who cross-dresses, so I'm not gonna... And she's saying that my entire lifestyle and identity is invalid, so I'm gonna do the same for her and just refer to her as a trap. Okay?
Okay.
That can be used as a slur.
All right, so like other slurs, so if slurs are, if transphobic slurs are...
Oh, and by the way, like, I don't even think I'm cisgendered at this point. I genuinely think I'm non-binary. Like, the fact that I'm indifferent to gender, I don't think is a normal thing. The fact that I'm, like, I feel no different if somebody uses she, her pronouns on me than if they use he, him pronouns. I think that speaks for itself. Like, there is a disconnect between me and gender, and I don't think that that's a normal thing. Like, the more I think about it, like, I don't know, the more that makes sense, I guess. But also the more it doesn't make sense in some other regards.
are used by a non-trans person in a way that is highly suggestive as to, like, you know, the transphobic slur, but, you know, they say, I don't mean it, you know, like, I don't mean it that way, then it's fine.
Well, if they don't mean it that way, then yeah, it's fine. You do realize that many words have more than one purpose, right? So, like, if you want to argue about the word trap, which isn't offensive, like, shut the fuck up. Like, it can be used in an offensive way. For instance, I might call you a trap because I know it'll make you mad and it's funny. But I would never call Keffals a trap because Keffals is based and red-pilled. And you know, because she acknowledges that my identity and my tendency to cross-dress is valid, I offer her the same respect. The same way I don't acknowledge Matt Walsh as a human being. I refer to him as a creature. Or like a cretin, right? Reason for that is because he doesn't see me as a human being. So I don't see him as a human being either. So you have to, like, offer me that same level of respect first, and then I will respect whatever the fuck. I mean, I'll respect whatever the fuck until you give me a reason not to. But now that you've given me a reason not to, you got to earn your way up back to square one. All right? If you want to get back to square one, you got to earn that now. Okay, you're at square -15. All right?
Fine with you?
I feel like it depends on the context and who it's being said to.
Okay, so yeah, you know, so let's say somebody makes trap-related jokes, and, you know.
Why did the trap cross the road? Because the trap was... Because Pollypeople was 41%ing themselves. I'm such a bad person. Okay, alright, you know what? No, I'm sorry. I almost had a filter, and then I said fuck it. Like, I couldn't help it, okay? That was too funny not to say, alright?
You know, in a content creator setting, and in general, this person is not trans, but to the average transphobe, they're not going to know one way or the other. So
what if they're nuanced like me, and they specifically dislike you, and call you a trap because they know it'll make you angry, which is really funny, and then they respect everybody else who's trans, because the reason I don't respect you specifically is not just because you make these dumb fuck claims, it's because you believe that my entire existence is invalid. So I believe that as a result of you believing that my entire existence is invalid, your entire existence is invalid to me. And I don't give a fuck about your feelings, so I'm gonna make jokes at your expense, because I don't see this person as a person anymore. Because, again... Because if you have a problem with cross-dressing, then I'm gonna make fun of you, because you deserve it.
So, like, you know... The average transphobe is going to look at that and say, like...
And it's like, it's not like, you know... And I mean, if she 41%ed herself, I mean, like, that's not... One, like, her ego is too big to do that. And two, it's like, you know, it's a funny joke, alright? It's a funny joke. I thought it was funny, at least. Plus, she's like, what, 65? I mean, if we get another profile shot, I might be able to pause it on her, like, you know, like again, like, I described this earlier, but you know, like, the old people neck flaps? You know what I'm talking about? How, like, old people have those neck flaps? Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw that. I mean, this person looks 65.
Look, see, traps admit that
at least mid-50s, right?
Trap. I knew it. And they'll come over here and...
It's like when you have, like, this, like, old person who will, like, cover their face in makeup, but you can still tell that they're an old person. Even if they're kind of able to cover up their wrinkles, it's like, you can still tell, right? Like, you know what I mean?
You know, to my stream and assume I'm a trap too. I don't know.
And then again, this person might be looking old because they smoke too much. I mean, listen to their voice.
Why, Polly, you're saying you're not a trap because people...
Okay, trap. You're a trap because it makes you angry if I say that, and I think it's funny.
People like you, or people, you know, who are essentially you, fucking admit it, Polly. Why don't you admit you're out there trapping and trapping?
Yeah, you're a trap, Polly. Cry harder. I just, again, it's like I don't even like, this isn't even like an actual position, by the way. Like, I'm just making fun of her at this point because I think it's funny. And because I know that she'll get mad.
Be Trapperson, everybody.
Alright, Trappy Trapperson. If that makes you feel better, fair enough.
So, I think what would be a good solution to this is just more education around it, and instead of trying to say that.
And, well, I think bullying people like this and taking a stance against people like this also helps. Because if conservatives think that this person is representative of the left, which a lot of conservatives do, by the way, then that makes the rest of us look bad. So we need to actively distance ourselves from retards like this and call them out on their stupid shit and make fun of them for being stupid so that everybody else can see, oh, hey, we're not about these moronic ideas. We are actually opposed to that, just like you conservatives, okay? Because not all, most people that are, like, and I'm not talking about politicians, like, basically every conservative politician is a piece of shit, right? But in terms of the conservative people, like, they're just misled. And the more of them that we can get to realize that, hey, we're actually on the same side here, you've just been misled, and the only reason you believe certain things is because you've fallen for misinformation and propaganda, and, like, you're not actually a hateful person. Like, as soon as we can get them to realize that they're not genuinely hateful and that they just don't understand certain things, the better. But people like this give conservatives the ammo that they need to make the rest of us look bad, when at the end of the day, we want absolutely nothing to do with this piece of shit right here. But this is how conservatives see the left. This is the perfect representation of how a conservative sees the left. That is genuinely what they think we're about. They think we agree with this person right here. That is why we need to show that we hate this person. That this person is not one of us. That she is disgusting. That she is a terrible person, that we do not want anything to do with her. The only reason we might ever watch one of her videos is to smash dislike. Okay?
Finn is somehow harmful for doing
and
something.
I know I'm being very harsh, but I think it's warranted, right? Because it's almost like a personal attack, right? Like, if you're gonna personally attack cross-dressers, I'm gonna fucking personally attack you back. Like I said, if you come at me, if you fucking swing at me, I'll swing back 10 times fucking harder. I think that's a Keemstar quote. Or is it, I don't remember how he said it, but it's a Keemstar quote, okay? I promise.
Thing that doesn't really have to do with trans people.
So
I don't even like Keemstar, by the way. I just think that the quote is funny.
Community out there of gender non-conforming men who use the term trap and cross-dress. And
all right, so
honestly, I'm happy for them.
Yes, as a trap myself, I concur.
Wait a second, you're happy? Wait, hold on. You're happy that people further trap?
Yes, I'm a trap. Get over it.
Trap tropes?
Yep, I'm a trap / femboy / sissy / whatever the fuck you wanna call me. As sexual or non-sexual as you want to be, I don't even fucking care anymore. As long as it makes this motherfucker angry, I'm okay with it.
I'm happy that we live in a year where more men feel that they can do gender non-conforming behaviors.
Based Keffals, back at it again, spitting straight facts. Okay, Keffals used to be annoying, but she's been super based lately. Like, I don't know what the fuck changed, but like she's actually based now. Like, I know that I know that there's probably like small commentary channels that are watching this that hate Keffals, but like she is not like the cringe like 2016 SJW that you're thinking of. Like, she's like the opposite of that. Maybe not the opposite, but like she's more based than you would think. All right? Like, she's not out here to, like, cancel people and shit. At least not anymore. Like, she was annoying for a while, but, like, she's actually, like chill now. Like, she became chill. And maybe that's